What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Broker CCG. Today we have a post-ban Jesmon deck profile, so let's get right into it. For the Digi-Egg, it's going to be the same as before. The Digimon from BT8 as the when attacking once per turn. If this Digimon has 6,000 DP or more, draw 1. So by the time you do get into your Jesmon or even into your Savior Huckmons, you're going to be able to swing and get an extra draw. Always great for finding all the pieces that you need. And now on to the rookies. I'm going to go ahead and run 4 of the Huckmons from BT13. It has the effect, your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, this Digimon may evolve into a Bow Huckmon in the hand without paying the cost. And then more importantly, it has the inheritable, your turn once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, gain 1 memory. So this comes in really useful when you go into your Blitz Jesmon. So let's say you Digivolve into the Blitz Jesmon, you go over in memory, putting either 1 or 2 over on your opponent's side. You go ahead and swing, play a Jesmon out, and then by playing the Jesmon out, you're going to be able to gain 1 memory, and if you have the Bow Huckmon with the same effect, you're going to gain another memory, continuing your turn. So I run this at 4 because I definitely want to see this in my stack. The next rookie that I'm going to run is Huckmon from BT7. It has the inheritable effect, when attacking once per turn, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add all cards with Sistermon and their names among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So if you are somehow missing any of your Sistermons, having this really early game is going to help you find any of them, 1 or more. Sometimes you'll be lucky by getting 2 or even 3. So having this in your very first stack, or even in a Bow Huckmon stack, swinging with the Bow Huckmon just to find your Sistermons, is very useful. So that's why we run it at 3. I would run it at 4, but there really isn't much space in this deck. And now for the final rookie that we run, that isn't a Sistermon, it's the Huckmon from BT6, still the best searcher in this deck. On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 2 Digimon cards with Huckmon, Jesmon, or Sistermon and their names among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So do remember that this doesn't search a Royal Knight in case you are running other Royal Knights. This is strictly searching your Jesmons, Huckmons and Sistermon. So again, being able to add 2 pieces is so useful, and I would run this at 4, but as mentioned before, there really isn't much space, so I run it at 3. Now onto the level 4s. I'm going to go ahead and run the Bow Huckmon from BT13. It has a similar effect to the Huckmon. Your turn, when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Savior Huckmon in the hand for the Digivolution cost. When this Digimon will Digivolve by this effect, reduce the Digivolution cost by 2. So that means you're going to be able to go into a Savior Huckmon for a Digivolution cost of 1. And then in addition to the play cost of the Sistermon being played. But we play this more importantly because of its inheritable, your turn once per turn. When you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, gain 1 memory. So again, if you do pass the memory over when you go into your Jesmon, playing a Sistermon is going to allow you to gain all that memory back, either choking your opponent or continuing your turn. So very important card to run. Definitely want to see this in your stack. And then the only other level 4 that we run that's a Bow Huckmon is Bow Huckmon from BT6. It has the when attacking once per turn inheritable effect. If you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less. So this gets rid of all of your opponent's level 3s and some of your opponent's level 4s. So great for removal, especially if your opponent does end up playing out a lot of smaller bodies. But if not, you definitely want to go into the other Bow Huckmon. But this is a great second option to go into. And now on to the level 5s. The Man of the Hour, Savior Huckmon from BT6. As the when Digivolving effect, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon and its name from your hand without paying its memory cost. And then more importantly, it's an inheritable effect. When attacking once per turn, if you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, unsuspend this Digimon. So this helps you almost OTK your opponent, getting rid of all, if not all of their security, most of it. So this is definitely the one that you want to be Digivolving into and seeing in your stack. Now onto the next level 5. I run the Savior Huckmon from BT13. It has a similar effect to the Bow Huckmon. when you play a Digimon with Sistermon in its name, this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Jesmon in its name for the digivolution cost, and then you reduce the cost by 2. So if you go into the Blitz Jesmon, you get to digivolve for 2, or if you go into the Jesmon X Antibody, you only digivolve for 1. And then it's ESS. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has the Royal Knight trait, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying a cost. So this will apply for both of your Jesmons as well as the Omnimon that we run. So do keep that in mind. And then the final level 5 that we run is Chimeramon. So we do run 2 because we are throwing out so many of the Sistermon level 4s. And then if we do have a Bow Hakumon out in the field, we're able to go into this super easy. So be able to go into yet another Jesmon with this is very useful, being able to finish out the game. So that's why we run it at 2. Now onto the Megas. We run 3 Jesmon from the starter deck. It has one Digivolving Blitz, and then when attacking, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand without paying its memory cost, and this is not once per turn. So if you do unsuspend using the Savior Hakumon effect, you get to play another Sistermon from your hand. So you just have to have enough Sistermons in your hand to be played out. And in your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon by an effect, this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP and gains security attack plus 1 for the turn. So getting extra security, playing out a Sistermon, and then swinging twice is going to get rid of 4 of their security. So super strong, and definitely the Jesmon you want to go into. And then the only other level 6 that we run is Jesmon X Antibody. It digivolves 0 from a Jesmon. It has piercing, and then when digivolving, you may play one Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. Then, if Jesmon is in this Digimon's digivolution cards, or you have a Digimon with Sistermon in its name in play, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of your Digimon may also attack unsuspended Digimon and get plus 2000 DP. So this makes your stack much larger, and also being able to swing at your opponent's unsuspended Digimon means you have a lot of board control, and then with the piercing, be able to check extra security. So let's say you digivolve into the Jesmon with extra security, security plus 1, digivolving into this keeps that security plus 1, and then you get to go ahead and swing into bodies, piercing, doing 2 checks, and then if you have the Savior Hakumon, being able to unsuspend and then swing again into another body. If you do have all of the memory, that does, I do realize that does cost a lot of memory going into that, but if you do get into it, it definitely can swing the game in your favor. So that's why we run 3 of this. Then the final Digimon that we run that's not a Sistermon is Omnimon from BT5, when digivolving Blitz, and then also when digivolving unsuspend this Digimon. So this is great for just finishing out the game. And then also the effect all turns. If an opponent's effect would delete this Digimon or return it to its owner's hand, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing a level 6 Digimon card in this card's digivolution cards. And so if you do happen to have a Jesmon and Jesmon X Antibody, that means you're going to be able to prevent the deletion twice. But again, this is mostly run for the finishing out the game, digivolving, unsuspending, and then Blitz. So we don't run the Jesmon GX just because it gives your opponent so much memory, but you definitely can run a Jesmon GX. I just decided to go the Omnimon route. And now for the Sistermons, I'm going to go ahead and run 2 of the Sistermon Blancs. Pretty much while you have a Digimon with Hakumon in its name or Royal Knight in its type in play, all of your Digimon with Sistermon in their names gain blocker. So that pretty much applies for every single one of your non-Sistermon Digimon, and then also on play trigger draw 1. So being able to throw out a lot of Sistermons out in one turn, and then throwing this out means you're going to be able to block a lot of your opponent's attacks, especially if they're not able to target this Sistermon specifically. So I run it too, just to be able to have that out and survive extra turns. Then the only other Sistermon block that we run is the Sistermon block from the starter deck. On play, by trashing 1 card in your hand, draw 2. So great for cycling, great for finding pieces you're missing, and also great for getting cards in your trash to be played out by your Jesmons, getting Sistermons out on your trash. And then also all turns, while you have a Digimon in play with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits, this Digimon gains Decoy, red or black. So I mostly run this because of the cycling, and then the Decoy does help if your opponent has a lot of deletion effects. Now onto the Sistermon seals. I run 2 of the Sistermon seals from the starter deck. It has on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight and its traits among them to your hand, trash the rest. Then all turns, all your Digimon with Huckmon in their names and Royal Knights in their traits gain a reboot. So this just lets you swing with your large stacks or any of your bodies, and then having that reboot really allows them to be harder to be removed, since your opponent can no longer swing at them. So that's why I run 2. Definitely great for searching for some of your pieces. And then I run 2 of these Sistermon seals. So if this gets played out for free, you gain the extra memory. Again, continue your turn or choking your opponent. And in all turns, all of your Digimon with Huckmon in their names or Royal Knights in their types get plus 2000 DP. So making your stack that much larger, being able to swing into much larger Digimon, or swinging into their security without having to worry about swinging into a large body. So you definitely can bump this up to 3 and bump down one of your other Sistermons. But I definitely wouldn't recommend running less than 2. And then the very final Sistermon, Sistermon seal from BT10 on play. If it's your turn, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Royal Knight and its traits in your hand for its digivolution cost. Then your turn once per turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits, gain 1 memory. So if this gets played out by your Jesmon with Blitz, then that means you're going to be able to digivolve into your Jesmon X Anybody, or you can go from a Jesmon into your Omni. So again, definitely a great Sistermon to see if you're trying to get extra Sistermons out on the field by the Jesmon's effect, or if you're just trying to go into a larger and larger body. Now onto the option cards. So I still run 4 of the From Master to Disciple. So it has the main effect, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name, or Royal Knight and its traits among them to your hand, trash the rest. Then place this card in your battle area. Then the delay effect, the next time one of your Digimon would digivolve this turn, reduce the digivolution cost by 1. So do keep in mind, this is a option card with Royal Knight in its traits, so this is also searchable. And then a security effect, reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 card with Huckmon or Sistermon in its name or Royal Knight in its traits among them to your hand, trash the rest, then place this in your battle area. So same effect as your main effect. Again, a great searcher, and then getting more cards in your trash, hopefully more Sistermons, since some of your Digimon do play out Sistermons from your trash. So definitely good running this at 4. Then I run 2 Judgment of the Blades. Main, one of your Digimon with Huckmon in its name or Royal Knight and its type can attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon for the turn. And then its security effect, you may play 1 Digimon card with Sistermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost, then add this card to your hand. So this definitely can be swapped out for a Delicate Plan or Crimson Blaze. I'm just running this because I do want the extra control, and then also the security effect to be able to play out a Sistermon for free, adding an extra body. That might just allow you to add the Sistermon that makes all of your other Sistermon's blockers, really stopping your opponents in your tracks. So this is definitely a filler spot. You can definitely play around with what your local meta is like, and what the people you play against do end up playing. I just enjoy having Judgment of the Blade in my deck. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.